Well, the objective of the present work is to fabricate a reactor with which we can have a good control of the quantity of the material that we produce and also of the size of the nanoparticles that we obtain. Why we are interested in metallic nanoparticles? As we all know, they have a wide variety of applications in separation, therapy, and diagnosis. They are very good in the delivery of drugs, in treatments of cancer, and in MRI as contrast factors. So the interesting is we have to know what materials to use. The most common materials that we use is the ferrocene, the nickel, and the copper. Why? Because usually they are the most cheap materials to use, and they appear to have very good superparamagnetic behavior, which is very important in order to be able to have a better control of them inside the human body. There are different methods that we can use, and it depends on the precursor. What we are using here is the arc discharge synthesis. The basic concept of it is very simple. We have two different electrodes of carbon, the cathode and the anode. We have the plasma zone, and when the ferrocene, the precursor, is injected inside the plasma zone, we have the phenomenon of the supersaturation and the particle nucleation.
No.
Okay. Well, here are the illustrations of the different reactors that we have in the group. The investigation that I made is with the second one. You can see that we have the ferrocene in the chamber, in the flask that is in the bottom, and the ferrocene goes from this flask inside the chamber in the plasma zone where the nanoparticles are being produced. And these are some of the first results. We show that by controlling the flow of the precursor, we can control the size of the nanoparticles that we have, which is very important because after we are interested to inject these nanoparticles inside the human body, so usually we want to be around 5 to 10 nanometers, and you can see that according to the different parameters, we manage to obtain this size. And also the geometric standard deviation that shows that we have a good monodispersion in our sample, which is also important in order to know that the investigation that we made is reliable enough. Here we can see some images also that we take with the transmission electron microscope of the nanoparticles. You can see also that they are in the image, in the B image, you can see that they are encapsulated into the carbon, for example. And by taking also measurements with the squid, we can be sure about the superparamagnetic behavior of the nanoparticles, which is also really important in order to be able to control them. Also, we took some, Well, and with the energy dispersive X-ray analysis, we know we can secure the absence of oxygen in order to, in the nanoparticles. So we are sure that we will avoid problems of biotoxicity, things like this. Well, this was basic, the conclusions that confirm that we obtain good nanoparticles that appear to have good superparamagnetic behavior and to be of size around 5 to 6 nanometers. Well, thank you very much.